Hey everybody, it's Jay here from Replay Republic, and today I'm going to stop you from experiencing massive spoilers. If you haven't played all the way through the Ur Quan Masters or Star Control 2 campaign, stop here. Stop. Don't spoil it for yourself. Please play through the game. It's worthwhile. Kind of a classic, really, and I think you should experience it. That said, if you don't care or you've already done it, then it's time to fight the Matra. I warned you. Oh, I tried to warn you. We're going to fight the Matra today. I'm going to show you my technique for dealing with the final battle quickly and easily. And yeah, it's not going to take a whole lot of time. So let's get into it. Okay, we're going to load a game. I have a save game from the end. And one thing you want to note here is that, first of all, the conversation is unskippable, but it's okay, I'll play it. And the next thing is, I have a couple of ships that I think, due to bringing this save game in from a different version of the Ur Quan Masters, that doesn't really make sense. I have, what do I have? I think I have Anderson ships. Anyway, I'll get to that.
Okay, human, you made it past Sumatra's guards.
That I did.
Now you can attack the vessel itself. So listen closely.
Okay.
The Sumatra is protected by a thick shell of fused asteroids reinforced with a weak stasis field.
This guy kind of sounds like
that.
the chief
Only opening
in
to the asteroid shield is covered
covert
with
action.
a powerful force screen. One touch of that screen, you're history, Captain. To destroy the Sumatra, you'll have to destroy the shield generators embedded in the asteroid shell. To drop the force screen, you'll have to destroy all 8 of them. When the screen is down, bring in your flagship, move into the asteroid shell, and then press the big red button on your controls. That starts the detonation sequence.
He's awfully
Your
smug for
escape
someone who was
pod will
uplifted to
check automatic.
sentience like
Just
last
hope
week.
you're far enough away before that ship blows. Okay, human, this is it. The last battle. Your final moment of triumph. Don't screw up. In case you're wondering, I'm not going with you, Captain. I'm staying on board. Why, you ask?
Very
I'm
noble.
locked in here, you idiot. Get me out. Help, help.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, like I said, there's no justification for me to have these Androsynth ships. I don't know why I do, and I'm going to ignore them. I don't think I'll need them even. I'm going to take in the Conch Fury as I would normally, and show you how this works for me. So you can see the Sumatra launches these green tracking balls, which are kind of like the Chenjesu Dogi, if you've seen my Super Melee video. Whoa, get away from those fireballs. And then there's the fireballs, which are slightly faster. So the Dogi, they're not Dogi, the green balls will bounce off you. They're more persistent, they do less damage, but they're kind of a pain. And the fireballs, of which I think there are a limit of 3 and they're all out now, those things are just a big pain and they're a little bit faster. So you've got to dodge both groups of projectiles and they're both tracking. And luckily, the Fury is faster than both of them. So I am literally just kiting them around in a circle here. Actually, it's not a circle, it's an ellipse. And that's actually kind of important. I'm putting the focus of the ellipse at slightly different points as I go, so that they can't, I don't kite them directly across the Sumatra, they can't take a shortcut to me. And then I'm holding down the alt fire to recharge my battery, and then I'm aiming to take passes along the shell of the Sumatra, such that my right hand cannon here on the Conch Fury is strafing the side and taking out hit points on the shield generators as I go. Now there's no indication of how much damage you've done to them as you go. You just have to keep it up. But given the superior speed of the Conch Fury, this really is just a battle of concentration and you know, focusing on the technique. So here we go. A few more passes here. And shortly, I think we'll start to see some of them being knocked out. Oh, so every once in a while, one of these green guys will get the bright idea of, what if I didn't do exactly the same as my friends? So now I'll bring the focus the ellipse around. Oh, I've got one of them now. Didn't actually see that happen. And it's good not to really focus on that. I mean, you'll get them ultimately. And really your primary concern should be getting the pass distance to the Sumatra right and staying away from the enemies who can make short work of this Skunk Fury if they do touch, right? I've got 8 crew on here. It's a fairly fragile ship, and you may note that I only brought 2 with me, so that should be more than enough, frankly. One to do the work and one as a backup. Oops, so I've taken 1 hit. Now with Skunk Fury, on average, that's actually the equivalent of 4 ships, right? You do tend to get a respawn. Well, I mean, I say tend to, that's a bit optimistic for a 50-50 thing. The Skunk Fury has a 50% chance of respawning when destroyed. And so that kind of makes it as though the ship is double strength with 16 crew, or alternately as though you brought 4 of them. But, you know, honestly, I think you can do it with 1. So I'm gonna switch around to NASCAR configuration here and start doing left turns. It's nothing special about the right turning orbit. It's all about distance and being conservative with your kiting, just to make sure that when you're cutting across like this, you know, you can see that they go directly across the Sumatra to get to you, but they have to have a sufficiently long trip to do it. And I'm down to 1 shield generator, so this will all be over shortly, but for the crying for my lost flagship. Okay, so now all the shield generators are gone, so I can attempt to get clever with the Skunk Fury and take out some of the projectiles, but it really doesn't work all that well. So instead, I'm going to take out a Chimera Avatar and... ouch, you know, that usually goes a little better. So let me try that again. Get the laser on, which is fairly important. Your satellites cannot take out all the projectiles before they get to you. But now they have. You can see all 3 fireballs and all 4 green, I don't know what they are, projectiles are taken care of. So I'll hit escape to start the warp motivator on that and warp it out. Great. Taking the flagship. If you've forgotten to clear out the projectiles, or there's 1 left and it was off screen and you didn't notice, this is the part where you cry and have a sad time. Well, that's what I do anyway, because I believe in removing all the crew modules from this ship for this phase, because there's no mention of you adding the crew to your escape pod here. I feel really funny about leaving 50 people to die, no matter their loyalty. And now your escape pod takes off. And this is the part where the final cinematic kicks in, and we're not focusing on that today, so I'm going to flip back to the title card and finish up. Although you can hear the audio of the explosion right now, I'm sure. Now, if you haven't played the Cirrhosis Mega Mod, they've redone all the cinematics here, and they're quite nice, so I would suggest that. But today we're just here to focus on combat with the Sumatra. That's my technique. As you saw, 1 Skunk Fury, and, you know, if I was paying a little more attention, 1 Chimera Avatar would be enough to do it. And considering the battles you go through to this point, you know, it's fairly easy, but it's all about technique. If there's another technique I don't know about it, I'd love to hear your technique in the comments, because once I discovered the power of the Skunk Fury and just kiting in circles, I really didn't try anything else. So let me know what other techniques you use, and yeah, I think there's a lot of cool gameplay in the Ur Quan Masters, but frankly, the final battle is not all that difficult. So if you haven't played through the plot and you disregarded all my warnings, please do. It's a lot of fun, and frankly, it was one of my most exciting, most fun early gameplay experiences. I'd love to have that for you as well. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.